Hey guys, welcome to Jack's Beautiful You. Today's video, we are going to be doing my September perfume tray. If you're new to these videos, every month I pick out 10 perfumes to focus on for that month. And I always do a recap of the month before, so we will be going over August perfume tray. I will be updating you with how I feel about the fragrances. Are there any that are going to be leaving my collection? Did I re-fall in love with something? This is just a really good way for me to really get to know my collection and force myself to really focus on and pay attention to certain perfumes. I really find it to be very, very helpful. But I do want to say that just because I have perfumes on my tray doesn't mean that that's all I wear. I will pick out other fragrances if I'm in the mood for something else that doesn't happen to be on my tray. And I also am testing out a lot of fragrances all the time. So, you know what I mean? But I do try to focus on the 10 perfumes that I picked out for the month. So we're going to go over the recap of August and then we're going to pick out 10 new fragrances for the month of September, which is a tricky month for me, but we'll get into that. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jackie. Thank you so much for clicking on my thumbnail today. I really appreciate you being here. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so starting off, we have by the House of AERIN, this is Hibiscus Palm. This is a fragrance that I absolutely love. It's a fantastic summertime fragrance, in my opinion, but I will say that it's not safe. This is one that people either love or they hate. It just depends on if you like that beachy, summery, somewhat kind of suntanny lotion feel. This isn't overly suntan lotion to my nose. Mostly I get yellow florals in here. There's some white florals, I believe, obviously hibiscus, there's palm leaf, and then there's some coconut, which does kind of lean in the more sunscreen-ish type direction, but without it smelling like cheap suntan lotion. This always smells so luxurious to me. I feel like I'm on some exotic vacation in some really upscale luxury hotel or something whenever I wear this. It's just so fantastic. The performance is really, really good, and this is so great for summer. So this is one of my favorite summer fragrances. It's going absolutely nowhere. Although I did notice that I have several of this type of perfume in my collection, and I'm kind of wondering if I need to have all of these scent profiles in my collection. I noticed that. We'll talk about that as we go through my tray because there are a couple other ones that kind of fit this profile. I felt like they smelled repetitive maybe. So I'm wondering if something needs to go, but it's not going to be this one. So this is by AERIN Hibiscus Palm. So the other one that smelled pretty similar, and I mean, they're different. They're not the same. They have their differences, but it still felt repetitive. You know what I mean? This is by Juliet Has a Gun, Lust for Sun. As I said, this is different from Hibiscus Palm. This is more white floral than yellow floral, but this does have that coconut feel to it as well. Kind of a little bit sunscreeny, beachy, but not overly. Lots and lots of white florals in here. That's the star of the show, but it still smells very summery. A lot of times white florals seem really springtime to me, but for the way it's done in here, it's more like summer. It does remind me of like Hawaii. I don't know, I just picture some sunset, you know, kind of like this bottle. I picture like a sunset or maybe a sunrise with these colors in Hawaii over the ocean with a bunch of flowers around me. It's so, I love this one. I think this smells incredible, but I did wear these. I wore this one day and then I wore this the next day and it felt a little similar, even though they're different. You know what I mean? So I was like, do I need both of these? I don't know. This is more yellow floral and this one is more white floral. Thing is I really enjoy both of them, so I'm not quite at the place where I want to. It would be this one. If I decluttered one, it would be this one, even though I think this is fantastic. This is my favorite Juliet Has a Gun. It's the only one that I own, and the performance is really good on this as well. I did really enjoy both, so I'm not ready to let either one go, but they do kind of seem similar enough that I'm not sure that I need both of them in my collection. Still both really great fragrances though. Up next, we have another one. This one is outside of the direction of those two. This one has more of a gourmand feel to me, even though it does have a lot of yellow florals. This is by Dolce & Gabbana Dolce Garden. The coconut in here does not smell sunscreeny to me like it does in the other two. This one is a gourmand coconut to my nose, and it's delicious. And this one's sweeter. It's more, I think there's lots of vanilla in here. I smell vanilla. I smell a lot of the like gourmand coconut along with the yellow floral. So I wouldn't call this a gourmand, but it definitely gets more in that sweeter gourmand coconut vanillic territory than the other two did. So this one's different enough that I don't feel like they're similar, even though they kind of all have that same summery coconutty vibe, but different coconut in here, like I said. So this one's absolutely fantastic. This is super, super underrated. One of my favorite summertime scents. I really enjoyed it in August, but I couldn't wear it on days where it was just so hot because it is pretty sweet. And some people might find this cloying in the summer. There's also some almond in here. I think there's like almond milk in here, which gives it this delicious, I wouldn't call this lactonic, but there's kind of a creaminess to this. I think there's some sandalwood as well, which lends to that creaminess. This is so, oh, did I lose my bow? I like the bow. I have to have the bow on here. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful fragrance that you can get for a pretty affordable price at this point, and it's so good. One of my favorite designer perfumes in my collection. I think it's fantastic. Another one that fits into that category, and this is another reason why I was like, wow, I have a lot of these, and I didn't realize it until I put it on my tray for August, and I was wearing them, you know, consecutive days in a row, you know, almost felt like side by side kind of. And then I'm like, wow, that kind of smells like what I smelled like yesterday. You know what I mean? And then I thought, do I really need all of these? So this is by Mugler. This is Alien Goddess Intense. Now, this has a lot of jasmine in it. It has that alien DNA without it being indolic, to my nose anyway. And this one is a lot warmer and a lot more vanillic. The coconut in here does not smell sunscreeny to me, although it doesn't really smell gourmand either. It's neither. It's not the star of the show. I don't feel like the coconut is the star of the show. It's there, but it's not the star. I definitely get lots and lots of alien jasmine in here, but like I said, it's not indolic like in the OG, at least on me. The OG is just too much for me. It's very warm and ambery, and this one I really didn't want to wear during the day. This is more of a date night, summer date night scent. It does have a sex appeal to it. It's just so warm and ambery, and it's fantastic. This is such a good release. If you think that the OG is too much, but you found that Alien Goddess didn't have enough, if you wanted something in the middle, to me, this is like a perfect combination of the OG Alien and Alien Goddess. They came together, had a baby, and created Alien Goddess Intense. Really good performance. This is a compliment getter. It's very pleasant. Again, it's different than the other ones. You know, the other ones I feel like I could wear during the day, except for Dolce Garden if it was too hot. This one was more of a nighttime sexy day night. So I guess it's not that repetitive. I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to declutter it. If I were to choose one to declutter, it would be Juliet Has a Gun Lost for a Son. Even though I find this to be a phenomenal fragrance, I genuinely love it. But out of those, this one would go. But I don't know. This one's staying. I love it too much. Okay, up next we have by the Seven Virtues. This is Coconut Sun. And this one I originally said was full bottle worthy, but I'm starting to think maybe I spoke too soon. It's not that I didn't enjoy this one. It's just that this wasn't the one I wanted to reach for. The only time I wanted to reach for this was when it was just sweltering hot and nothing else was going to work. And I wanted something refreshing because this does have a kind of a cooling off feel for me. It's coconut water, and it does smell really, really refreshing. And I did like it on those days, and I like it, period, but it's really just for certain days, you know, when it's just too hot to wear anything else. If next summer comes around and I don't get through this travel spray yet again, you know, then obviously I'm not going to get a full bottle, but we'll see. Okay, up next we have by Hez Parfums, and this is Muses. This perfume was absolutely perfect for those super hot days as well. this has a cooling off effect for me. There's something about the lemon in here. So the note that they have listed is cold pressed lemon. There's something about that that feels incredibly refreshing. Normally, when it comes to lemon fragrances, I only really like lemon gourmands because non-gourmand lemon smells a lot like lemon cleaner to me in a lot of fragrances. But this one does not go into the lemon cleaner, lemon pledge direction, but it doesn't go in the gourmand direction either. This is a true refreshing summertime scent. It's got a lot of florals. I do get a sweetness to the lemon though, so it's not overly like tart in any way. You know how lemons, you got to have a little bit of sweetness with your lemons, you know? Otherwise it's just too sour. This isn't like that. This is got just enough sweetness in it to make it work. I feel like this was done so well. Just so well. The balance in this perfume is perfect, and what a fantastic summertime scent. I really enjoyed this one. All right, up next we have by Navitus. This is Ambrosia Imperiale, and this was beautiful for the month of August. But honestly, I feel like this is beautiful all year round. This is a fragrance that I really feel like is, yeah, one, it just somehow works in every weather. And there's a lot of gourmand notes in here, so you would think it wouldn't work in the summertime, but it does. It kind of blooms in the heat. Yeah, I really like this one. This is one that you definitely need to test though, because I think, you know, some people were expecting a full-on gourmand, and that's not what this is. It is gourmand, but it's a semi-gourmand. It has other notes in it as well to kind of offset all the gourmand notes so that it's not sickly sweet, realistic, smell like you spilled banana dessert all over you. This smells like a perfume, but in a banana Foster kind of way. I think this was really well done, and I really enjoy it. The performance on this is outstanding, and just a really unique fragrance. I don't have anything else like this, and I really like banana. I've noticed I like banana perfumes, things that smell like bananas. Yeah, I really enjoy it. It's very pleasant. So really love this one. This is by Navitus Parfums, Ambrosia Imperiale. Okay, up next we have by Sol de Janeiro. This is Sherosa 62, my favorite summertime gourmand. This is one that you would think would be too sweet for the heat, but it's not. It works perfectly for summer. It is pistachio and almond and caramel and vanilla, and you would just think, that doesn't all sound like notes you would wear for fall and winter, but there's also salt. It's so deliciously summery in my brain. That's how I view this fragrance. The performance isn't the best though, so I feel like it's not gonna work in the cold. It's just not gonna cut through the cold. But in the summertime, since it's not so thick and heavy, even though the notes sound like it would be, it just works. And I paired this with the Boom Boom Cream. It's absolutely phenomenal and just absolutely fantastic. I love this fragrance. So this is by Sol de Janeiro, Cheirosa 62, the EDP. I recently went to Sephora and tried Cheirosa 71, which I had never smelled. Loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I think I might be getting it because it is fantastic. It smells like caramel popcorn and cookies. It's so good. But anyway, this is the perfume, obviously, of 62. And I don't know, 71 was giving this one a run for its money. It was freaking delicious. And then, of course, we have Leisure in Paradise. And this is just one of my favorite fragrances of all time. It's so good to me. It's so good to me. I love this perfume. I had to literally stop myself from going as crazy on this bottle as I did last summer. Last summer, I put a mean dent in here. This month, I slowed down a little bit on it. I did wear it quite a few times. I did get a compliment on it from a stranger. I went into a gas station, and the lady at the checkout, she was kind of made a big deal about how I smelled. She asked me what it was. She was telling me how good I smelled. It smelled so delicious and fruity. For me, this is one of the most enjoyable fragrances. The scent trail on this, the sillage on this, the way I get wafts of this beautiful pineapple, papaya, vanilla, coconut, woody combo is so phenomenal. Get your nose on it. I wouldn't say it's a safe blind buy though because of how sweet it is. I don't know that it's going to be for everyone, but definitely get your nose on it. So this is by Simone Andreoli, Leisure in Paradise. Okay, up next we have also by Simone Andreoli, Malibu Party in the Bay, another one that I love. Although Leisure in Paradise has surpassed this, Leisure in Paradise is my favorite. This is my second favorite from the house. Malibu Party in the Bay is definitely up there for me. Now this one I get lots of coconut. I get lots of lime and lots of coconut. Lots of rum. It just smells like a party. It smells like a good time. It smells like you're about to go out and have the time of your life. It's so good. It's so perfect for summer. You do have to like lime. I get really, really good performance out of this one, even better than Leisure in Paradise. And it's just one of the most fantastic summertime scents that I own. So I talk about this one all the time, so I won't go into too much detail, but if you have not gotten your nose on Malibu Party in the Bay, you need to, unless you know you hate lime, and then, I don't know, maybe skip this one. But if you love lime and coconut, check this one out. This is by Simone Andreoli, Malibu Party in the Bay. All right, guys, so the month of September is an interesting month for me. I have a hard time adjusting to where I live now as to where I grew up. So I grew up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan where it is cold. It is very cold there, and it is already starting to probably feel like fall there. And that's how I grew up. You know, my formative years were spent in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So in my mind, when September hits, it's fall. Even though I think fall doesn't start officially until the end of, what is it, September 22nd? Something like that. Something like that. But it's definitely not fall yet. But in the UP, it felt, so it began to start feeling like fall right around now. So that is still very much ingrained in my brain. Whenever, you know, after Labor Day, it's fall. And, you know, my family, we would start to get ready for Halloween right around now. You know, the Halloween decorations would start to come out. And, you know, that's just how I grew up. And so it's really difficult for me to get that out of my mind. However, I live now in a completely different environment. I live in South Carolina. It is very, very hot. It is very humid. It's right by the ocean. And it's a different just feeling in the air. There's salty, kind of humid, kind of like a salty sea air feeling all around you. It's very pleasant. I love it. That's what I wanted. I remember living in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and dreaming about living by the ocean someday. So it's always been a dream of mine. So I'm not complaining. I'm where I want to be for sure. I'm a warm weather person. I don't like the cold. I was miserable growing up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I was always freezing cold. I hated it. But it doesn't change the fact that my body seems to my mind and my body is really, really craving fall scents and fall foods, and it's fall in my mind. So trying to find fragrances that are going to fit for my mood, but also for this hot weather, because it is still summertime here in South Carolina. it's it's just an interesting situation for me because I'm already sick of my summertime perfumes. I'm already ready to be done with it, even though the weather doesn't match. So I tried to pick some that I thought were good transitions. We'll see how this works. Yeah, this is the toughest month for me to pick perfumes. So I did want to have a summertime perfume available on this tray for the days when it's still so hot that these other ones are not going to work. So the first one I picked out is by Sniff, and this is Coco Shimmy. This is a summertime perfume, big time. This smells like the beach. This smells, or the scents that you smell at the beach. This is definitely coconut, suntan lotion, surf wax. But there's pineapple in here as well, which I love. I'm a huge fan of pineapple. I enjoy this fragrance a lot, but you have got to be into those scents at the beach type of fragrances. If you don't like a suntan lotion type of perfume, this is not for you. So this is by Sniff Coco Shimmy. Okay, a new one to my collection, and one that is marketed for summertime, but it's so sweet, I didn't know. So I feel like maybe now, because it will eventually start to cool off, hopefully a little bit. Actually, if I remember right, last summer, it didn't get cool until the end of October here. Anyway, that's really gonna mess up. That's really gonna mess up my October perfume tray, I feel like. But anyway, moving on, I'm going to give this one a try for this month. This is by City Rhythm Miami. I love the way this smells. This is fantastic. But again, like I said, it's a beast mode perfume and it's sweet. And so I don't know how this is going to do during the hot days. But wow, does this smell good. There's lime, there's saffron, there's coconut. It's very sweet, it's warm, it's boozy. I really like this one a lot. This is definitely going to be full bottle worthy for me. That's how I feel at this moment, but you know, that's what these trade videos are for. Let me wear this month and see if that's how I really feel. But as of right now, this feels full bottle worthy to me, and I enjoy the way it smells. So that's by City Rhythm Miami. Now is the time for me to wear my Narco Oasis. Narco Oasis by Narcotica is one of my all-time favorite fruity perfumes, hands down. I do find it difficult to find the right time to wear it because it is so vanillic at this point, which is fantastic. I'm not complaining. I love vanilla, but it's not easy for me to wear in the heat. This one does get a little cloying in the heat, so summer nights, or days when it's just not so hot outside, but this is still very summery. It's got all those tropical fruits. Specifically, the one that stands out the most is passion fruit. And it's just so good. There's passion fruit, but then there's brown sugar and lots of vanilla. So it's sweet, it's fruity. It's not just passion fruit. There's a lot of other fruits in here as well, but it smells like a tropical dream with tons of vanilla. So good, but difficult to find the right time to wear it. So I'll keep you posted. I think September is going to be a good time. This is going to be a good transition. This is so good. And if you didn't know, Narcotica just came out with a new fragrance. It's called Me Latte. It looks absolutely outstanding. The notes, when I saw the notes, my jaw dropped. I ordered it. I pre-ordered it. It won't get shipped out until the 17th, but stay tuned for that because I will absolutely be doing a review. I couldn't resist. Okay, now is the time. September is the time when I wear this fragrance a lot. This is a good transition perfume for me. This is by the House of BDK Passoir. Just such a polarizing scent. Some people love it, some people hate it. I absolutely adore it. This has quince, such a fruity, sweet quince note that I love. And then there's also black pepper in here, which I don't typically enjoy, but for some reason I love it in here. This is so good. It's also woody. It's got a woody dry down. There's lots of different notes in here. It's not just, it's kind of hard to describe exactly what's in here, everything that you're smelling, because it kind of takes me on a journey. You know, it goes through stages, but I do really like the quince and I like the woody dry down of this fragrance as well. So yeah, and I've told you guys this a million times, I always get good performance out of Passoir. I know so many people complain about the performance of this fragrance. I have never had a problem with it. I have always been able to smell a nice scent bubble on me and I enjoy it a lot. So this is by the House of BDK Passoir. All right, this one's brand new to my collection and I have to put it on the tray because I've been enjoying this one so much. This is by Montal and this is Bubble Forever. This was a blind buy, but when I heard it smelled like bubble gum, I had to get it. I just think this is fantastic. This is not just a straight up bubblegum perfume. It gives you the idea or the impression of bubblegum without it actually smelling overly realistic to bubblegum. There's some citrusy notes in the opening. I think there's grapefruit in here, which gives it such a fun, bright, happy opening. And then there's this like bubblegum feel to it, but then the dry down has this warm, ambery, like toffee and vanilla dry down. The whole experience from the opening until the end is just absolutely enjoyable to me. I really, really enjoy this one, and I love the color of this bottle. So very excited to wear this one. I've been wearing it anyway, but I'm officially putting it on my tray for the month of September. So that is by Montal Bubble Forever. Another new one to my collection, and one I think will also be good on days when it's really, really hot, is by Paris Corner, and this is Kahar Fusion. Lychee Fusion. It is so good. I blind bought this one because I had a lot of success with the pistachio one. And I just had this feeling in my gut that I was going to like it, and I do. This is one that I did not even need to give time to macerate. This is so good. It's not like a masterpiece or anything, but what a pleasant, fruity, sweet, but yet summertime feeling fragrance. And in the deep dry down of this perfume, I almost get like a bubblegum feeling to this fragrance, almost like a lychee bubblegum. It's so happy and fun and incredibly enjoyable for me. The performance on this has been fantastic as well. I really, really enjoy this one. So I'm super excited to wear this one as well. This is by Paris Corner Kahar Fusion. And then I had to put the pistachio one on the tray as well, because I feel like this is the time. This is a good transition perfume because there's gourmand notes in here, but then it also smells fresh at the same time and clean. So I think it's never overpowering. I feel like you can wear this now, whether you live in somewhere where it's starting to get cool or if you live somewhere where it's still pretty hot. This is going to fit in either one. It's just not, I mean, the gourmand notes are there for me. I definitely get the pistachio and I get this like kind of ice cream feel in the dry down, definitely a little bit of that cotton candy, but it's not so much that it's sickly sweet in the heat. The Lily of the Valley really kind of gives it this like soapy clean feel at the same time. Really love this one. It's so good. And the performance is really good as well on me. So this is by Paris Corner Kahar Pistachio. Okay, now's the time for me to wear this one as well. This one I also find difficult to find a time to wear it because it's a summertime perfume that is really sweet. So yeah, I just struggle with those. You know, I love them. I love the way they smell, but like, when do I wear this? This is by Lancome, and this is Lavia Belle Soleil Cristal. I always have to double like think about what the name of this is. But this one is very, very sweet, but it's got the most beautiful coconut note in here, which reminds me of summer, but it is also very vanilla and sweet forward. It's beautiful though. I really like it. It's just too much in the hot, hot weather, but you know, now is the time to pull this out. So yeah, gorgeous fragrance, fantastic performance. If you like sweet coconut mixed with vanilla perfumes, this is fantastic. It does have a little bit of patchouli in it, but it's nowhere near the kind of patchouli that's in the original. This is so much better in my opinion, way better. Yeah, I really think this is fantastic. So this is Lavia Belle Soleil Cristal. Okay, guys, like I said, I'm starting to crave my gourmands, but this one's not so gourmand. This still has a lot of florals. Like I get a lot of the orange blossom in this fragrance. This is by Dolce & Gabbana Devotion. So funny, the comments on this one. People either love this perfume or hate it. I think it's really, really good. Although I had my mom smell this one in store. I just got back from a trip, which is why I haven't released a whole lot of videos. I was on a trip visiting family. I do have a fun video coming up with some of their reactions because we went perfume sniffing, you know, and yeah, I can't wait to show you guys that video. But my mom tried this one and she said she liked it. She said it was okay, but she didn't love it. She just liked it, but she didn't hate it either. So I guess there are some people out there who just are neutral. But I feel like a lot of people do hate this perfume, but a lot of people love it. And I am in the camp of loving it. I think it smells delicious. I am a citrusy gourmand type of person. One of my favorite scent profiles: Lyra, Unknown Pleasures, Devotion, Bake, Lemon Tart. Yeah, I love all that. So this is not necessarily lemon to my nose though. I get more of this, I just get citruses, like citrusy candy in the opening. It's so pleasant to my nose. Tons and tons of vanilla, but I also get a lot of the orange blossom. So to me, this is not super gourmand, and I think it's going to work for September. I love this one. I get good performance out of it. I cannot wait to try the intense version. I've not tried it yet, but I am really, really curious for the intense version. I have a feeling I'm going to love it. I love hazelnut, so it's probably going to be a huge success for me. But anyway, this is fantastic. This is the OG Devotion, and I love it. So this is going on my September tray. Okay, and last but definitely not least is one that I purchased, loved it, but I haven't been able to wear it at all since I got it. So it's time. I need to wear this fragrance. This is by Giardini di Toscana, and this is Celeste. I did test this one before I purchased it. I was shocked that I loved it. Absolutely shocked, because I am not a violet person, but the violet in here, it's violet and raspberries. Oh, this is pretty sweet. Oh, I don't know if this is going to be good for September. It's still so hot here. I'll just wear it in air conditioning because it smells so good. Yeah, I can't believe I love this one. This has lime in the opening and seawater, which I think is what kind of threw some people off with this fragrance, but I love it. And then it has violet and raspberries. It smells like candies to me. I can't wait to wear it. I need to give this some love. I really haven't worn it much since I bought it, and that needs to change because this is fantastic. So this is by Giardini di Toscana, Celeste. All right, guys, so those are the 10 fragrances that I'm going to be focusing on for the month of September. I want to hear from you. What do you think of these fragrances? Do you like them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Are you a fan of Devotion? I want to hear who's team Devotion and who is not, because I feel like it's very split down the middle, and I think it's super interesting. And if you hate Devotion, tell me why. Why don't you like it? And if you love it, tell me why as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I noticed, I was looking at my analytics the other day, and it was like, so many people who are watching are not subscribed. It's super helpful to us. It's free. And if you enjoy the content, then I would really appreciate if you would help me out and go ahead and subscribe. That is super helpful. Thank you guys. I hope you all have an amazing day, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye.